Put a finger up if you've ever been told women are crazy, women are hormonal, or women are too emotional. Yes, these are stereotypes, but I'm not gonna lie. I gaslit myself for so long into believing that feeling this way was just normal. I thought being stressed out and always on edge was simply part of being a girl. I mean, the amount of mood swings we can experience in a single month is insane. But the truth is, my anxiety wasn't just because of my hormones or because of work. For me, it was also connected to what was going on in my gut. That's the plot twist no one ever told me. I spent years feeling this way, crying for no reason and being extremely sensitive to everything. But why are we normalizing anxiety as if it's just a personality trait? The cold sweats, the random headaches, the dizziness, and constantly feeling like something is wrong even when nothing is. I knew there had to be more to it than just work-life balance. So I started focusing on my health, and that's when everything began to change. This is how improving my gut health made a huge difference in my anxiety and overall well-being, and it might be something worth looking into if you've been struggling too. For so long, I thought it was just me. Feeling constantly under attack seemed normal. I had very little mental resilience to stress, and almost everything made me anxious. I was also incredibly prone to overthinking, and the older I got, the more fears I seemed to develop. There were so many times I turned down invitations because I knew my body couldn't handle it. I was too tired, too stressed, and too unmotivated to socialize. Life honestly felt 10 times harder for me than it seemed for everyone else, and that frustrated me. I kept wondering, why does everything feel so difficult? Why does everything and everyone annoy me so much? I became a very irritable person, not because I wanted to be, but because that's how I reacted to everything. I was always on defense and always reacting. I didn't fully realize it had become a serious issue until this past year, when I finally saw a doctor for the first time in nearly 5 years. After routine blood work and other lab tests, my doctor told me I had a significant gut imbalance along with candida overgrowth. Now, if you've watched my first gut health video here on Dr. Pop, I explained what candida is and the steps I personally took to improve it. But one thing I didn't talk about in that video was how improving my gut health also had a huge impact on my anxiety in a way that nothing else had. So today, I want to share how focusing on my gut health helped me through one of the hardest periods of my life, and some of the things I personally did that may be worth discussing with your healthcare provider. By the way, I know some of you are probably feeling skeptical, which is completely understandable. That's why I've looked into the available scientific research while also sharing my own personal experience. Your girl would never intentionally mislead you, but I always want to remind you that this is based on my personal journey. Every body is different, so if you're planning to make significant changes to your diet, supplements, or lifestyle, please consult your doctor first. Probably the biggest surprise during my gut health journey was realizing just how closely my mood and gut are connected. Did you know that a large amount of the body's serotonin is produced in the gut? I definitely didn't know that at the time, but looking back, I had many of the symptoms that made me start asking questions. Pretty much the theme of my early 20s was chronic sadness, feeling hopeless, mood swings, irritability, poor sleep, constant carb cravings, and being extremely sensitive to stress. Of course, your 20s can be already a stressful time, so I assumed it was because of work, school, or life in general. I never imagined my gut could also be playing a role. When I finally visited my doctor and reviewed my lab results, I was honestly shocked. Some of my results suggested that there could be underlying issues worth investigating further. When I showed my mom the results, she even asked if I was depressed. Honestly, I didn't know what to think because I had become so used to feeling that way that it almost seemed normal. Another thing my doctor pointed out was my GABA levels. GABA is a neurotransmitter that helps regulate the nervous system and promotes a sense of calm. My doctor found some unusual patterns in my results, and together with my symptoms, it suggested that my body might have been under prolonged stress. As I continued researching and working with my healthcare provider, I learned that chronic stress can affect many different systems throughout the body. That realization changed everything for me. Obviously, I originally wanted to improve my gut health because of bloating and acne, but deep down, I also wanted to know what it felt like to simply feel normal again. So your girl cleaned up her diet. I reduced my intake of sugar and highly processed carbohydrates, focused on improving my sleep, and committed to healthier daily habits. Now, about 8 months later, I can honestly say I feel much more at peace. My mood swings have become less intense, and I feel much better equipped to handle stressful situations without immediately becoming overwhelmed.